inside our New York studios, Brent Stover, Avery Johnson, Roy Hibbert, and our CBS Sports College Basketball Insider, John Rothstein.
Giddy up.
30 minutes to wrap up the Saturday around the country on Inside College Basketball. Starting the West Coast Conference, a game seen right here on CBS Sports Network. San Francisco on the road against 8th-ranked Gonzaga. The Zags coming in 20-1, 8-0 to start conference play. Second half, Zags up by 10 without Graham Ike in this game. Braden Smith for Jalen Warley on the floater. Bulldogs up a dozen, JR.
Yeah, and remember this name. This is Davis Fogel playing really good basketball for Gonzaga. Bulldogs up 12, but then Barry Wong going to hit the layup to make it 60-55. Here come the Dons. Meanwhile, three-point goal is good for Tyon Grant Foster, one of the more underrated hyphens in all of college basketball. 5-point game late. That three goes for Vukasin Masic, the Portland transfer, then 2-point game. Wong with a chance for the win. Can't be the hero. Gonzaga survives and gets the W in Spokane. It won't be a dry night in the great Northwest.
37 straight home win against San Francisco. Last loss was 89. San Francisco falls to 0-61 all time on the road against ranked teams. The birthday boy, Gary Parrish, was there, and Mark Few joined him after the win.
Mark, I know that got a little closer at the end than you wanted. The buzzer is off. The ball's in the air. What's going through your mind?
We guarded it well. We guarded that action well, so I was happy with that. But it looked close, but we made a couple bonehead plays at the end to make it closer than we did. But San Francisco did a really nice job of staying with it, making some really nice big-time clutch threes at the end to narrow that gap.
Shorthanded, got off to a tremendous start. San Francisco makes a run. Hold on at the end.
Really shorthanded, and I think we need to point out right now, the two best power forward center combinations in college basketball are North Carolina's tandem of Caleb Wilson and Henry Vessar and Gonzaga's tandem of Braden Huff and Graham Ike. Both of those guys don't play, and you still manage to keep winning games in conference play. That's a major kudos to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for sure. This is a game that they probably should not have won if San Francisco got off to a better start and was hitting shots down the stretch and not turning the ball over. But it's good for them to be able to get this win. You know, good points off the bench, which is great. But, you know, this individual defense got to, pick it up a little bit if people are going to be out some games because it got a little too close.
I know it was close at the end, but Gonzaga's start, was terrific. When you look at San Francisco, 0 for 10 from the field to start the game, Gonzaga came out to play. When you look at, John mentioned it, Tyon Grant Foster was terrific off the bench. And he's got a powerful story. I like stories.
Yes.
And this kid's gone through a lot of health challenges. To come out and play as well as he did was very impressive.
He had 15 on 6 of 12. They only shot 3 of 18 downtown as a team, but they survived by 2 at home. On to the Big 12, 6th-ranked Houston on the road against number 12, Texas Tech. Cougars 6-1 in the last 7 meetings. The only loss coming at home in overtime last season. A whale of a basketball game. Houston in the second half, down 1. Milos Uzan dishes to Kingston Flemings, who was awesome. Cougars up 61-59.
Yeah, and then Jalen Petty drills the jumper. Game tied at 63. Kingston Fleming drives in for the layup. Very athletic freshman. Then J.T. Toppin finds Donovan Atwell for a 3 in the corner. The easiest 3 in basketball. And then Flemings drives in for the basket. Cougars down 81-79. And then Toppin drives in and puts the basket. Texas Tech wins 90-86.
Kingston Flemings, it comes in a loss, 42. That's the freshman record for the school. He's 15-26, hit 4 threes. But J.T. Toppin and company get to 6-1 in the conference. He had 31-12 on 12 of 24.
Well, and J.T. Toppin right now is putting up video game-like numbers for Texas Tech. And I talked about this on Thursday when I spoke to Grant McCasland at length. This is somebody, again, who last year was the Big 12 Player of the Year, was a first-team All-American, and maybe because of the attention that's surrounding this great freshman class, he is not getting the attention that he deserves. He is having a better season this year than he did last year. Once again, J.T. Toppin in the conversation among the top players in the sport.
When you look at Texas Tech, you would think defense, because Grant McCaslin, I remember he was an assistant at Baylor before he went to North Texas. But offensively, this team is very impressive. And if you were to say a team would score 90 points against the Houston Cougars, you would think that would be in 2 games, not in 1 game against this top defense.
That was the most they've given up in a regulation game since 2018, to your point.
I want to hit on Houston, for sure. Like, I don't want to get too hard on them too much, but, I know they beat Texas Tech the last time out.
They're listening, so be careful.
No, that's fine. That's fine. The tape don't lie. But to me, it is exposed that maybe their big guys, they don't have two-way big guys that could play on both ends. Sanak is great. He's a young fella, and Tugler is good. But they need, like JT Toppin was cutting them up from in the inside. So they had nobody to defend and then nobody to go out there and play well. Last time those two had a double-double, which was strong. So I don't want to get on them too hard. But they definitely didn't come to play today, and JT Toppin definitely took advantage of it.
Well, Roy hit the nail on the head, and it makes sense because he was the big man on the team that went to the Final Four. Kelvin Sampson says that is their key to get to a Final Four, their front court.
Talked about Fleming's his huge game, and from one incredible performance by a freshman to another, Keaton Wagler put on a show for Illinois on Saturday, but it was not enough to get a road win. Well, was it enough to get a road win at Mackey Arena? Well, certainly this one would come down to the final play. Wagler for Jake Davis in the corner, so he gets the assist there. Illinois up 76-75, getting late.
Illinois is up by 1. Jake Davis going to make this great pass for that corner 3. Illinois goes up. Then Braden Smith will find his main man, Trey Kaufman. He'll hit the little push shot. Illinois is up. Wagler, he will find his big man, Thomas Ivasic. And you know what? Wagler had 46 points. That's tying a freshman record right there. That's a freshman record right there. My apologies. But then Smith will drain that 3 from the top of the key. And then obviously Wagler, he's going to drive to the basket, get this nice floater. The young man has a bright, bright future.
So there you get the answer to the question. They do get it done. They go into Mackey Arena. They steal it by 6. Wagler, you mentioned, most by a freshman in history. The 9 threes, the most by a freshman in history as well for the school. Braden Smith gets you 27 in the loss for Illinois. First true road win against a top 5 opponent in the last 5 seasons. More on this one later in the show. Let's move on to the Big East. Villanova on the road against number 2 UConn, tied at 42 on the break. Devin Askew knocks it down from deep in rhythm there, 45-42. Caravan here, tied at 56, less than 4, takes it and 1 right there. Huskies up 59-56. Now Caravan tied at 61, final seconds, the game in his hands. He turns it over, so we are headed to overtime. Solo ball on the wing. This guy is money, shaking free of the defender. Buries it right there. Up to Silas Demery. Going to take it off the bounce, slicing through the D. UConn has won 15 straight. They close the game on an 8-0 run in overtime. They take it 75-67. They get 24 from Ball. He hit 5 threes. Caravan gives them 17 and 8.